O'Shea Edwards and Gary J is scheduled for right now. And Gary J has ambushed O'Shea Edwards coming from out of the curtain. We've not got a bell at this point, but the fight is on, and that is what matters, Steven. We're just back from intermission. This is the first match back.
Your fifth match of the night, already in progress. Gary J versus O'Shea Edwards.
Referee Will Gibson has, in fact, called for the bell. He figures why not at this point. They're already fighting. I think Gary J has seen it. He's seen O'Shea Edwards get the jump on people coming out of the curtain. He won't return the favor. But right there, O'Shea just about knocked Gary J out with one strike. A guy that big, all it takes is one, Steven.
He just knocked the soul out of Gary J.
He absolutely did. He's got him. Oh, no. What is this? He going to press him? Oh, he landed on his feet. Gary landed on his feet. He's got it queued up. Oh, man. Big tope. He's back up again. He's going for another. He's got it. O'Shea's ricocheting off the bar. Gary J's on his bicycle out there.
One more time.
When Sup asks for it, you got to give it to him.
Yeah, they're asking for one more. Are they going to get it? O'Shea's out of it. I mean, this could be a kill shot for Gary J if he gets it. Oh, O'Shea caught him.
Nice counter.
He caught the impact. Oh, no. Not God, please don't do that. He's carrying him around in a vertical position. He's walked probably 20 feet, maybe 30 feet. He's just holding him. All the blood rushing to the head of Gary J.
O'Shea's just showing off at this point.
If he drops him,
He's doing
oh my God. He is a freak. No. He's got him. He just dropped him into. Oh! He was going to go for that big long dart, that almost F5 variation we saw take out Kerry Awful not that long ago, Steven. Instead, Gary able to kick off. I mean, it's been a crazy day already here at All Eyes on Me, and it's just getting crazier.
I circled this one when the card was first
announced. Oh my God! I can hear.
I don't know who that hurt the worst.
I can hear the impact on the ground. I don't know. You're right. I mean,
that didn't help anybody.
I don't know if the back of Gary J got the worst of that tornado DDT or the head of O'Shea Edwards. Both guys could have compressed vertebrae from that, and I do not mean that as a joke at all. I'm being deadly serious. These are concrete floors, Steven.
True, and Gary obviously took a brunt of that because he's asking the ref for help to get O'Shea in the ring. That's
wow.
unorthodox.
Wow, he sure is. He wants to get that win. He's trying to get a quick cover.
I mean, he did go a little out of the Gary J playbook in jumping O'Shea at the start of the match.
Yeah, I think he knows the history of O'Shea jumping people coming out of that curtain. I think he thought that was his best opportunity. Show him that he can do that too. But Gary J is a veteran. I mean, he's been around a long, long time. One of the craftiest veterans in indie wrestling, one of the hardest handed strikers as well. But he dove right in on that crossbody, and O'Shea caught him again. The power on display by O'Shea Edwards in this matchup has been utterly absurd. He's just holding him like a small child.
Knees into the rib cage now.
This crowd.
They're a little fickle because last 2 times out, they booed him out of the building.
I mean, it's hard not to be impressed by the level of strength and athleticism we've seen out of O'Shea Edwards in this building. You know, this crowd, guys get behind guys, Steven. Sometimes things we don't expect happen.
It looks like his favorite white people here have turned the corner on him.
Maybe so. Big clubbing elbow high up, almost on the ear there. That'll break an eardrum. Then you got even more problems. I'm already worried about the back and neck of both of these guys. Well, he says he's not done with him, Steven. O'Shea leaning, and look at that. Look at that. That is very, very smart wrestling. Absolutely. He's milking that for all it's worth. And it looked to me like Gary J almost tried to leap over the impact. That was a mistake because his spine, that tailbone, made contact maybe with a pole.
Add that to just knocking the breath out of him.
Absolutely. Takes your breath, rattles your kidneys. I mean, O'Shea. Now, I mean, he's almost in a position now where he's almost just slowly torching him. This is a win or loss situation. We've continued to talk about the title scene here at Southern Underground Pro. Here's an interesting one. What if O'Shea wins and Brett Ison wins later? I mean, that's the situation we're in right now. Very, very, whoa, look at that. Nasty strike. Oh my God. Goodness. O'Shea's a big boy. One of the only men I've ever seen stand up to a strike barrage from Gary J.
But to piggyback on what you're saying about it, Brett was the win tonight, O'Shea wins tonight. Those are 2 of the 3 members of the Music City Murderers.
That's absolutely right. Also, we'll notice Dan won, Commander Man Dan won tonight. What if Marco wins? I mean, this situation with the Bone Storm title, it's difficult to say what is going to happen there. Always got him up
Gary's
high.
starting to put in some offense.
Oh, man. Big leaping DDT.
And this has been kind of one of the themes of the night. We have somebody in pretty much every match looking for their first win at Southern Underground Pro, and that's the case with Gary J tonight.
Absolutely.
0 for 3 so far, but had a strong showing. Both of these men had a strong showing at SCI this year. O'Shea being in the futures.
Absolutely. Big running chop there. Gary J relying on those heavy hands. But here's the thing, okay? Against 99.999% of wrestlers on the independents, that is going to pay off. In this case, I do not think so. I think in this case, we're talking about a guy who is so big in O'Shea Edwards. Those strikes, as powerful as they are, they're not going to do the damage they would do on the average wrestler, Steve.
Part of the reason why I think Gary also jump-started this match.
F5!
That could be it. But he got in the ear of Kerry Awful. Yeah, we see it, big guy.
Yeah, better than Brock. It was, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right about that.
When he's right, he's right.
Cover, oh man.
But going back to Gary J, he jump-started this match, not only talking to Kerry Awful, but taking the fact that he fought Kevin Koo last night at Black Label Pro. Absolutely. And he knows he's got a big hand today with O'Shea Edwards, trying to get that off and running. And it's kind of backfired on him right now.
You're right. He went for that quick attack, and maybe because he had that tough match with Kevin Koo last night. That's a great point. Sometimes you strike quicker when you know you got less left in the tank. And that may be the case here. Whatever the case may be, though, he's been on the defensive for most of this matchup despite that early offensive attack. But that's not where you want to be because that double stopper's coming. If you are in that position against Gary J, you know that double stop's coming. Here it comes. 1, 2. Very close. I mean, that was... yeah, maybe an inch, not very much. You know, if a slightly quicker count from referee Will Gibson, that's a 3 count right there.
Gary's used to hitting that off the second or the top rope at times as well to put a little more impact on it. It didn't quite get as much as he needed.
Yeah, he got enough to rattle O'Shea, but not enough to keep him down for 3. That is the name of the game here. And both these guys are trying. Look at the welts on Gary J's back. My God, the punishment both these guys have taken. Lord, look at the legs. Gary J's legs are gone. They are gone. It's like watching a boxer late in a fight. And here comes that last flurry. Maybe it's going to be enough. Maybe it will be enough. These are not clean strikes. They're not clean strikes. But the big man is losing his wind.
Maybe playing possum.
Maybe trying to rope-a-dope here. I'm not sure if that's the goal or not, but right now the goal is to get out of this torture rat position with his life. No, burning hammer! Holy crap!
1, 2,
and that is it!
And your winner, the Dog of War, O'Shea Edwards!
The biggest win of the career of O'Shea Edwards. A huge victory tonight against Gary J. Gary J still winless so far in Southern Underground Pro. We'll see how that goes going forward. A name like that being winless here, that's got to weigh on him mentally. But what a victory for O'Shea Edwards.
My name is Wheeler Yuta. I've been wrestling since 2014.
Nice. Definitely keeping it from the road.
I were to describe myself, I would say that I'm more of a hybrid wrestler. I really enjoy blending styles. I really think that that's the future of wrestling. I've always been sort of a nerd. I've looked at wrestling more as a science, more as something that I can study. And being able to combine all of these different aspects from lucha libre, from Japanese strong style, from very technical British style, I've always enjoyed melding those things, meshing them together, and really reprogramming how fans look at wrestling and how my style works in the ring. When I was in Japan with Michinoku Pro, it was really a wonderful experience. For me personally, I was able to reconnect really with my culture, with my roots. I was able to visit family that I haven't seen in upwards of 10 years. But from a wrestling standpoint, I was able to learn from some of the best professional wrestlers in the world, guys like the great Sasuke, guys like Hakushi, who really were able to explain things to me in a way that I hadn't seen before, and be able to kind of spread my wings in a new place where people weren't very familiar with me, but I was able to win people over by the end of the tour.
Yuta with the power bomb.
This could be it. That's a tight pin. He got him.
Wheeler Yuta with the upset of his career.
Wow.
Independent wrestling has a very special place in my heart because it's really the first place I've ever felt truly accepted. You know, I was always a nerd. I was kind of bullied growing up, and I never really had my niche. It was always just kind of floating around from group to group, but independent wrestling has allowed me to go out there, to do what I love, to travel the world, to meet like-minded fans, like-minded wrestlers, and to really have a community around me for the first time in my life.
Strong words from Cash Flow to kick off the Great American Hoss Battle. 10 heavyweights from 7 promotions all over the country have converged on Jeffersonville, Indiana, and Doug, our first bout sees a legend, an institution in this part of the country in Cash Flow.
Cash Flow's been around this area for 20 plus years. He reinvented PWF in his image when it moved to Jeffersonville, and he has to be the odds-on favorite to win this tournament.
Flo said it outright that this is his tournament to lose. In his way, in his path, in this opening round matchup is Big Twan Tucker. His first out-of-state wrestling opportunity outside of his home state of Ohio. Big Twan, a prospect of the AIW Academy in Cleveland, Ohio, and I would hate on my first chance to wrestle outside of my home territory to be matched up against the heavy hands of Cash Flow.
You couldn't say it better. Cash Flow's going to take this kid to Cash School. And for you guys on Powerball that don't understand that, that means he's going to chop him a lot of times. Something we like to do here in Pro Wrestling Freedom is we count the chops, because I've never seen a human being chop like Cash Flow.
Big Twan, to his credit though, not scared of the veteran. He said, come in here and show me. And right now he's putting those powerful shoulders into the guts of Cash Flow. And he's got the local legend on the ropes here. Oh, Big Twan showing his heavy hands. You're going to be hard-pressed to hit Cash Flow harder than he's been hit in the past, though.
100%, for sure. I got to give it to Twan, though. He's taking it straight to Cash. He's using his game against him. I got to give him respect on his debut here in PWF so far.
I agree.
Oh, Jesus. Cash Flow's just lights his chest up with that one, though.
Flow. Sends him far into the buckle. Twan tried to meet him. He cut him off. There's the veteran know-how of Cash Flow. Knowing that we're in a stalemate, he's got a first and strike hard.
Oh.
Flo has got his man on the ropes, literally here. Cash charges, eats a boot.
Gotta give it to Twan. He's showing fight. He's got everything against him. He's got the wow, the strength of Twan. Oh my God!
Into the cover, only got two. Dead center of the ring. That was the biggest offensive maneuver that Twan has hit thus far, and Cash Flow says it will take more than that.
Wow. You want to make an impact on your debut? Pick up Cash Flow and slam him. That's an impact.
Imagine coming in here for the very first time and beating an institution for pro wrestling in this part of the country.
Holy cow! He just caught Cash Flow. 1, 2.
No!
What in the world is going on?
I tell you what, I don't want to be too presumptive, but before the opening bell rang, we heard from Cash. He had words for Tyler Matrix, who we will see later in the night. Is Cash Flow's head fully in this tournament like he should be, or is he thinking about next month, or thinking about the next match? If he takes this rookie wrestler lightly, we will see a bracket buster in the first matchup of this tournament.
Hunter, yes, that would be the most shocking upset in PWF history if Big Twine can pull this off. But I have to agree with you. Cash Flow's mind has to still be on wood. That snake Tyler Matrix did to him 2 months ago. He turned his back on him. He cost him the Pro Wrestling Freedom Heavyweight Championship, and then he struck him in the back with a chair.
Cash going up top. Could be the
oh shit leg drop.
Boy, he stuck him on that one.
1, 2, and 3.
Cash Flow weathers the storm.
Cash Flow!
Cash Flow weathered the storm, but what a debut from Twan Tucker.
You cannot take nothing but Twan Tucker. He came in here, he proved that he can go with the biggest man in PWF, and I believe he deserves a rematch.
Cash is the first man to flow into the finals.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is action tournament time! The action tournament! Kick off the leaping signing winner, Jake Bandy! The franchise! The franchise! That's what he calls himself, and he has earned that moniker over time here at Action Wrestling. James Bandy, an unlikely hero. Debuted here losing in the scramble the first time out every time since he's caught out a bigger challenger. He's won against James Ryan, he's won against Alan Angels, and last time we were in Tyrone, he beat MJF. Huge dive! What a start for James Bandy. AC Mack coming into this thing on one of the biggest runs of his career as well, winning the Scenic City Scramble SCI weekend. Of course, a big win over Gangrel last time we were here in Tyrone. Right now, though, James Bandy really taking it to him, and this is a battle of two guys, two young upstarts in this region with completely different attitudes. They are not looking to make a mark, to make their name anymore. They've already made their name here in Action Wrestling. This is all about that title tournament, the first round matchup. As I say that, though, it looks like AC Mack finally able to get himself into this fight after a tremendous start by James Bandy. Little fight around ringside. I think both men maybe a little bit worse for wear after that big dive from Bandy. Wait a minute. AC Mack is hiding behind fans here. Into a jumping knee. AC Mack, of course, one of the most talented wrestlers in this area. No question. He's held just about every title in this region there is to hold, and he wants to become the first Action champion. My God. Right below me here. Mack really bringing it to him. I cross hovering over, pointing and laughing in his face on top of things. Quick cover there. And a well-executed one at that by AC Mack. Very smart, roll him into the center of the ring. I always say this about AC Mack. Very wise and calculated thinker. We saw him last time we were in this building against Austin Theory and what may have been the biggest win of his career, either that or the Gangrel match that happened subsequently. He's coming off 2 huge singles victories. But that Austin Theory match, it was all about the smarts, and he's putting those smarts to the test here against a very, a very wise opponent who brought that early offensive energy to kind of take AC Mack out of his game, but it has not paid off in the end. Big throat thrust. Mack going to a quick cover. You know, I thought Bandy's early attack was actually pretty smart. Try and put AC Mack at a disadvantage because AC Mack's such a smart wrestler. He'll like to control, place, pace, dictate things, make you make a mistake. Bandy very wisely didn't let him get that, but then when things were on the floor, the domain of the rule breaker, if you will, AC Mack was able to take control, and now he's got a neck vice on James Bandy. Bandy with a couple of punches, not a lot of muster behind, but that's got one in at a peck, it looked like. That had a little bit more power behind it. AC fights through. Bandy retreating to the corner, almost in desperation to regain his wits here. Able to avoid those big double knees, though. Mack favoring that leg. Nice combo, big forearm. Bandy really putting something together here. Look at this, a series of lariats. Rolls Mack out. Oh, look at that. He went to pick him up from almost an awkward angle. He paid for it. Mack very good and underrated at throwing strikes from odd angles. Look at that. Ran right into that Uranagi. Release Uranagi. Nice cover, nice cover. Very close. Very, very close. Some of our fans kind of giving it to referee Ryan Rembrandt on that. I thought it was a fair count myself. But a lot of people just hate AC Mack. They just don't want him to win, to be frank. Bandy bringing AC Mack back up to a vertical base. All the way up top, maybe a Samoan drop variation, definitely drop. No, held him too long. Didn't really have a plan. Man, that may not have been a legal strike. That was right to the throat there. I don't know about that one. Nice double knees, though. Well, okay, bud. Wait a minute. Oh, man. He got him flush with that, legs hooked. Not the best position, though. Not the best ring position. Oh, man. The official could not get in place for a cover. He could not see the shoulders of AC Mack. Rotated to see if they were down. Repositioned himself to make the count. Those 2 seconds alone are the only reason James Bandy is not going to the winner's circle right now and to the finals of the Action Wrestling Tournament. He's got to stick with it, though. Picks him up into a powerbomb position. AC floats over. I thought he was going for a sunset flip instead. Wait a minute. Figure 4, he did not get it. Bandy very wisely tucked the leg underneath, but AC very wisely fell down with him anyway and said, okay, we'll do something else. And he's got all the torque on that ankle with the other leg trapped. This will damage your knee, your ankle, your upper thighs. Well, look at that, though. Nice fight by Bandy. Able to get to that bottom rope. Now he looks like he's sliding. Yeah, he's sliding to the floor. He's going to try and regather himself, maybe work out a kink or two in that leg. He was in it for a minute. All it takes is 2 or 3 seconds in a maneuver like that. You could really, frankly, break your ankle. Mack followed him out like a vulture, bird of prey here. Bandy catches him. No, my God. No, oh goodness. Oh, my God. I mean, on top of his back hitting that apron, his head whiplashed across that bottom rope. That may have been even scarier, to be frank. Bandy, look at twisting. Twisting Fisherman Buster. Leg hook, dead center of the ring. That's it. You can say what you want about AC Mack, but he is a resilient fighter. We saw it against Austin Theory. We're seeing it again tonight. But you got to give James Bandy a ton of credit. The franchise living up that money. There he goes, that leg. To that leg low. We saw that against Austin Theory. Mack 10. Mack 10. 1, 2, and 3. That is it. Well, he's got a mouth. He says he's the best guy around. And he has claimed some very impressive victories. Austin Theory, Gangrel, now the franchise James Bandy. Bandy has nothing to be ashamed of, though. Sometimes the franchise player can't quite get it done on the first opportunity. He will be back. An impressive showing for him in defeat. But AC Mack able to get the W, and I'll say it, he earned it.
With a message for Powerbomb TV. I've learned that Chikara has joined the channel, and what I saw was an opportunity for more ears to hear the word of Nazmal Doom, more eyes to see his harbingers deliver that word. And what faster way to grab hold of those eyes and ears than by prying the Powerbomb TV title from its champion? Hot Sauce, Tracy Williams, I challenge you. I defy you to meet me in the ring. Name a date, name a place. Give me one chance to rechristen that title in the name of the Lord of Rot. And Tracy, it shall be done. All glory, Nazmal Doom.
This matchup is starting before the bell even rings. King Cash, Mike Santiago against Simon Grimm and Filthy Tom Lawler. So much bad blood between these four men we saw develop at the top of the broadcast. All four men jockeying for position center ring. And all four can't wait to get their hands on each other. Santiago and Cash are just hanging on for dear life, and Lawler explodes with a release suplex Grimm, much the same. And many people feel that King Cash, with an assist from Santiago, stole that Prestige Championship from Tom Lawler. Certainly Grimm was in the championship chase as well. This match was supposed to be Santiago and Grimm one-on-one. These fans are decidedly on Team Lawler. Not sure what that sign says, if we can get a look at it or not. I see it now. Better left unsaid out loud. Then again, maybe not. Tom Lawler with the visual representation as well. Shades of Ace Ventura. For those of you who get that reference, pat yourself on the back. Prestige champion King Cash one-on-one with Lawler. Lawler more determined than ever to get his hands on the Prestige Championship, his UFC career behind him. Fully committed to professional wrestling. Cash the takedown. And I know Cash has been traveling the country, showcasing why he believes he is the best athlete to ever come from Iran. Best athlete in this part of the country. Best athlete maybe in the world. Saw this gentleman on a card in my native Pennsylvania a couple of months ago. Very impressive showing. So Cash is getting out there and certainly getting a ton of exposure after capturing the Prestige Championship. And check out these scissors. That has been countered by Lawler. You may not want to mess with Lawler on the mat. And Lawler, the step over toe hold, has the champion trapped. Lawler can make a major statement here if he can get the champion to pass out, but Cash reverses. Pass out or tap out, either or. Cash tried to trap the arm. Lawler to his feet, half Boston crab. Cash rolling through to alleviate the pressure. Roll-up traps the shoulders for two. Back and forth wrestling here between Cash and Lawler. Move and counter move. The human game of chess. Lawler able to leverage Cash more into the Lawler corner, tagging Simon Grimm. And Grimm keeps Cash grounded but changes the demeanor. Attempts to bend, if not outright break, the fingers of the champion. And this is King Cash paying some dues here. And nothing Santiago can do to help him at this point in time. Armbar, seamless transition into the ankle lock. They don't let go of Cash. Don't give him a chance to tag. Cash tries to drop down on one leg with the other, and Grimm tagged in a double ankle lock. They got 5 seconds till it's not legal anymore. Lawler gets out, and Grimm takes over. Great, great tag team cohesion from two men with a very, very common couple of enemies. Grimm again manipulating the fingers. And the former Simon Gotch may break them. Santiago pleading for Grimm not to. Crowd with other ideas. And King Cash may have his fingers snapped in two. Grimm into the cover. 2 count only. Be a huge deal for either Grimm or Lawler to pin prestige champion in the center of the ring, to say the least. Certainly might do well to bust the ego of Cash down to size, who claims he's the absolute best. You'd have to look at the rankings as well, though. Cash has Grimm trapped. And Grimm has the leg bar stretching out in the opposite direction.
On the ropes, come on. 1, 2, you know the rules, 3, break it. 4.
We got a clean break and a hesitation by Grimm. And I'll tell you what, watching Grimm and Lawler work together, it's very clear why there's that mutual respect between them, and very evident why their series went even at 1 apiece when they went one-on-one. Grimm and Lawler on the surface may not seem like they have a ton in common, but when you get down to it, they've been almost mirror images of this matchup as Cash tags out for the very first time. Santiago in the hired gun, what we understand paid a hefty amount in order to be the diamond in the rough, so to speak, for King Cash. Grimm drops down on the back of the knee. This takes away the vertical base of Santiago and the leverage he had on the side headlock. Crowd remembering the sign we showed you earlier. Quite fondly, I might add. Grimm traps the legs, stacks him up for only 1. Second time 1. And it's Grimm taking away that vertical base. Dropping down on the back of the knee of Santiago. Apparently sees something there. Does Grimm that he feels he can exploit. What is this now? Now Grimm just hangs the legs out to dry, so to speak. Connects with the back of the knee, and it may have connected. Santiago's leg may have connected with the steel ring frame as well, and nothing steel where Santiago landed a moment ago, but it certainly is going to hurt. Frequent tags by Grimm and Lawler. And whenever Grimm and Lawler met, you know it came down to who the better man was that day. There were no payoffs. There were no hired mercenaries, as Lawler mocking Santiago, who has beaten Lawler, but again, controversial memes have surrounded everything Santiago and Cash have done in the recent months. Ouch. Lawler's had this pent-up frustration for quite some time. Champion tagged back in, and he is in none too good a mood. The headlock pushed off. Nice arm drag by Lawler. Santiago taken down as well. And Cash, I believe he went to the eyes first. Whether he did or not, he wound up in the hair. Crowd coming alive for Filthy Tom Lawler. Look out. Santiago tagged in, and Santiago gets caught in a rear naked choke. Many people thought that Lawler should have won the championship when he had Cash trapped in this, and Cash knows the dangers of it. And he pushes Santiago to the floor, gets a breather, they may be taking a walk. This is in no way the way that Cash wanted this matchup to start his first match in prestige as our reigning champion. Certainly the title obviously not on the line, but bragging rights and pride without a doubt at stake for all of these men. I think especially King Cash, who has the most to lose. Santiago and Lawler squaring off again. Immediately drops Santiago. Lawler's so at home in the mat. So good at everything he does. As Santiago on the receiving end, the elbow to the back of the head. I notice how close Santiago is to the Lawler Grimm corner as opposed to his own. That's no accident by Tom Lawler. Knows exactly what he's doing. And they're stretching away at the pectoral muscles by bending that arm and shoulder back. And Santiago, to save his own physical well-being and certainly this match as well, you'd imagine, has to get a foot on the bottom rope.
Take it out, Tom. Out of the ring. Go double teams. Let's go.
Grimm tagged in. Nice European-style uppercut. Second time. Grimm picking up where Lawler left off. And Santiago quickly out the back door, tags in the champion. Low bridge, look out. Grimm did not see that coming, and I'm not sure if he was ever even aware there was a tag, but Grimm being hit from all sides. Crowd willing on Simon. The champion now on top. Could this be all? No. I'm not sure what Cash said, but certainly very angry. Perhaps embarrassed that this matchup's not gone his way thus far. And Cash, notice he maneuvers Grimm back to his own corner, much as the Grimm-Lawler tandem had done to Santiago for some minutes. Speaking of Santiago, tagged back in. And now cinching in the reverse chin lock. Neck vice as well. Grimm is trapped. Santiago, you gotta believe if he finishes off this matchup, for Cash, there'll be another hefty bonus in his future.
Cash, out of the ring, let's go. Up, 1, 2,
Frequent tags at this point by Cash and Santiago. And I see a cheap shot by Santiago. It's been divide and conquer. And King Cash looking to potentially take away all his potential competition, all his top challengers in one matchup. And Grimm has been neutralized. Grimm is in a bad way at this point in time. Coming alive for Simon Gotch. Simon Grimm by any name. Hit the elbow, but man, Santiago intercepts a tag. Grimm was only a couple of feet away from Lawler, but Santiago creates that distance and Lawler's temper getting the worst of him. And the champion right back on top of Simon Grimm. Dropping the knee pad is Cash. The bone of the knee dropped across the forehead of Simon Grimm. As this crowd makes their opinions known. Freedom of expression here at Prestige, whether King Cash likes it or not. Cash expressing himself to Simon Grimm, who's trying to flail with whatever he can get. And Cash working on the fingers of Grimm. You gotta believe that's retribution for early round of the matchup. Santiago tagged back in. Buries the foot to the midsection. Santiago neutralizes the arm, uses it to leverage Grimm down. Now notice the torque on the arm and especially the shoulder. You can see those striations there in the movement of that shoulder. Not the direction it's meant to go in. It's putting so much pressure on Grimm. You can see the look on his face. Grimm has to perhaps turn facing Santiago to counter this or find a rope as Santiago raking away at the face of Simon Grimm. Just ruthless attitude by Mike Santiago. Modified toe hold.
What are you doing? Out of the eyes.
Grimm in a bad way right now. Santiago making it worse by digging into the eyes. Now a modified sleeper. Grimm is in trouble. He is nowhere near Lawler. He's taken an incredible amount of punishment.
No! Come on, Simon! Come on! Come on, Simon, you got it! Chicken wrap!
Simon to his feet. Simon with a jawbreaker. Can Simon find Lawler? He's right there. He doesn't know it. Tag to Cash. Here comes Lawler. Filthy Tom unload on everybody. Is this the uncrowned Prestige champion? Oh, he's been waiting for weeks to do that to King Cash. And he's not letting up his Lawler. Incredible energy. Look out. Santiago helped out Cash. Cash with the momentum. Lawler the inside cradle. No, hangs on to it. Into a guillotine choke. Will Cash tap out? Lawler drives the elbow across the back of the neck. Falcon Arrow, nicely done. Will this do it? Lawler, no, near fall. And Lawler digging down deep, doesn't see Santiago, discus forearm. Lawler dazed, but Grimm in to bail his partner out. Cash elevates the kick to neutralize Grimm. Lawler, just dropped him. Cash gets absolutely planted, tags back into Santiago. Lawler a spear. And transitions in 2. The rear naked choke. Lawler's got the reason he's the prestige champion today, and he's choking the life out of him. Cash trying to help. Grimm drops Cash. Armbar. Both men are trapped. Santiago taps. This one's done. Yeah, I believe this puts Lawler and Grimm both in line for a title opportunity. Lawler winning this matchup. Grimm had the champion trapped. I believe the champion, Cash, tapped out as well. A major statement made. He can screw us out of matches, but you're not going to get rid of us. Lawler or Grimm, look out, Cash. They are knocking on your doorstep looking for a title shot.